Welcome back. Today's episode might help you stay independent longer. If you're over 60, your bones are likely getting weaker faster than you think. And the risk is bigger than it seems. 1 in 2 women over 50 will break a bone because of weak bones. For men, it's 1 in 4. And if someone breaks a hip, almost 30% don't make it through the next year. We're talking about bone loss. It's silent, hard to notice, and often the first sign is a serious injury. But what if just 5 minutes a day could help? No pills, no machines, just you and your body. To explain how, we're joined again by Japan's oldest working doctor, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara. Applause. Over 100 years old. Still walking. Still working. Still helping people improve their health in ways most think are impossible. Dr. Hinohara, welcome back.
Thank you, John. I'm always glad to join you, especially when we're talking about something this important. Losing bone strength doesn't begin when a bone breaks. It starts much earlier, when we stop moving with purpose. We sit too long, bend too little, and ignore the small signs our body gives us. Slowly, the frame that supports us gets weaker. But here's the good news, it doesn't have to stay that way. I've seen people in their 70s improve their balance. I've seen people in their 80s grow stronger bones. I've seen people in their 90s stand taller again, without medicine or fancy equipment. What made the difference? It wasn't their age. It was their focus. Just 5 minutes a day. That's where it starts. And before we begin, I'd like to ask everyone listening right now, when was the last time you felt truly steady in your own body? Was it last week? 10 years ago? Maybe you're still waiting. Wherever you are in that journey, please share it in the comments. Because the path back starts with knowing where you are today.
That's such a strong way to put it. Not like getting weaker, but like losing touch. It's not just that bones break, but that they break down when we stop paying attention to them. And when you ask that question, when was the last time you felt steady? I thought of some of my own patients. A woman in her 70s once told me, I used to be taller. She didn't just mean her height. She meant her confidence, her energy. A man in his late 60s stopped using stairs. Not because he had an accident. His knees just felt unsure. There was no injury, just a quiet fear building up. That shrinking feeling, that hesitation, it's like the body is starting to doubt itself. So let's talk about how to change that. If someone is over 60, maybe already stiff, maybe seeing their posture change in the mirror, where do they start? What does day 1 look like if they want to get strong from the inside?
They start by understanding what their body can still do. That belief that they can get better is the most important first step. Bones may seem quiet, hidden, and hard, but they're not frozen. They're alive. They react and change based on how we move and what we do.
So you're saying bones aren't stuck? They're always changing?
Exactly. Most people think bones are like rocks. They just wear out as we get older. But that's not true. Inside each bone, there are tiny workers. Some take away old parts, and others build new, stronger parts. These are called osteoblasts and osteoclasts. They don't stop working, even when you're in your 70s, 80s, or 90s. But here's the important part. They need a reason to work. They need movement. They need signals.
That's a big change from how we usually talk about aging bones. We use words like weak, fragile, breaking down, like it's already over. And I always found that really sad because it makes people give up too early.
Yes, it's normal to lose some bone strength as we age. But that's not the end of the story. What matters more is how we use the strength we still have and how we encourage the body to grow stronger.
So you're saying the body is always paying attention?
Yes, always. The real question is, what are we telling it? And too often we tell it nothing. We stop bending when our knees hurt. We stop reaching when our back feels tight. We stop walking when we feel unsure. And the bones take that as silence. And when there's silence, the body thinks it's not needed. So it starts to weaken.
So bones need a kind of conversation?
Exactly. Not shouting. Not hard workouts. Just gentle, steady movement. That's how bones know they're still part of your life.
That gave me chills, because I know many people listening right now have stopped moving. Not because they're lazy, but because they're scared. And I understand that fear. I see it all the time. But the answer isn't to freeze. The answer is to move carefully, slowly, with purpose. Even a few minutes a day makes a difference. I've seen people who hadn't stood tall in years improve their posture. Not because they suddenly grew taller, but because they remembered.
Remembered how to stand, how to move, how to hold themselves, how to breathe, but most of all, how to trust their body again. That's what we're really working on. Not just stronger bones, but stronger belief.
So once someone understands their bones are still alive and can still change, what comes next? What should they actually do?
We help them reconnect with their body. And we start with the basics, posture. Not sit up straight, like in school, but posture as in how you line up your body. How you let gravity move through you, not push you down. And for that, we use something simple, a wall. No need for special gear, no mirrors, no gym. Just you and a wall to check how your body is positioned.
But just to be clear, you're not telling people to jump up and try this right now, right?
Please don't rush. This is not a test. It's not a challenge. It's just the beginning. I want people to understand what's possible, not feel like they have to get it perfect. When I first show this to my patients, I tell them, don't try to be perfect. Just try to feel something new. Because often, it's that awareness that matters more than the movement itself.
So could you guide us through what this first step might look like, just so people can imagine it?
Now imagine standing gently with your back against a wall. Your heels are close to the wall, but you're not forcing anything. Let your shoulder blades touch the wall or gently move in that direction. If the back of your head touches the wall, that's great. If not, don't worry, just noticing how far it is from the wall is part of the practice. Then take 2 slow breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. As you breathe out, feel your body relax. Feel your spine remember how to stand tall. You're not trying to fix anything. Just being present.
What's happening inside the body when someone does this?
A lot more than you might think. Small muscles deep in the body begin to turn on, especially the ones around your spine and in your core. These muscles help keep you upright. And when they turn on, even for just a little while, they send a strong message to your bones. You're still needed. That's the message we want. Not pain, not effort. Just a quiet wake-up call.
That really changes how I think about strength. When people hear bone health, they usually think about calcium pills or heavy gym workouts, not quiet moments standing by a wall. But what you're saying feels smarter and, honestly, more kind. I've had patients who feared exercise because they thought it had to be painful to help. But this, it feels like an invitation. Something gentle, but still very powerful. So once someone finds that standing posture, what comes next in the 5-minute routine?
Once they feel that line, even if it's just for a few seconds, we can add a small movement. Nothing fast or difficult. Just slowly raising the arms while keeping the back against the wall. I call it the snow angel motion. You bend your elbows and slowly slide your arms up and down along the wall like making a snow angel. It sounds easy, but this movement wakes up a chain of muscles. The shoulder muscles, the upper back, even the deep core muscles turn on. And when this chain is used often, it helps prevent falls and brings back strong posture.
That's amazing. And just so we connect it to science, are there studies that support these gentle, posture-based moves?
Yes, and more are coming. One study from 2015 in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that older women who did posture exercises improved their spine shape and balance. Another study in Osteoporosis International showed that gentle, no-weight wall exercises helped increase bone strength in the spine and hips over 12 months. What really matters is doing it often, not doing it hard. Just 5 minutes a day can make a bigger difference than one long workout a week. Because bones don't respond to force, they respond to rhythm. They respond to what's repeated, not what's extreme.
That last part really hit me. Bones respond to rhythm, not force. I think a lot of people listening needed to hear that. It means they haven't missed their chance. It means their body is still listening.
It is. The body always listens. Even when we stop using it like we used to, it's still paying attention. And the best part about this approach is that it builds up over time. You don't need to feel a big change on the first day. That's not how the body works. Day 1 might just be noticing how it feels to stand in line with gravity, or how it feels to breathe while standing. But within a few days, things begin to change. Your movements feel smoother. Your back feels stronger. And slowly, your body starts to trust itself again. That trust is powerful. Because bone loss isn't just about losing calcium, it's also about losing connection. Bones are alive. They're always changing. They grow based on signals: how we stand, how we move, how we carry our own weight.
So what happens when those signals stop? Like when someone sits too much, doesn't move much, maybe avoids activity because they're scared.
Then the building process slows down. And the breakdown speeds up. Little by little, the bones get weaker. That's what osteoporosis really is, more loss than rebuild. But the good news is, even small, gentle movements like we're talking about can change that. Studies in Osteoporosis International and the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research show that posture training and low-impact movements can not only stop bone loss but actually help build new bone strength in older adults.
That's so important. People need to know this, that their bones can grow again, that their bodies still respond. That's not too late to rebuild.
And I've seen it with my own eyes. One of my patients, Mr. Fuja, who's 79, came in with a slight hunch. He told me, "I always feel like I'm leaning forward." But after just 3 weeks of doing this easy routine, he said, "My balance feels natural again." He stood taller. He walked with more control. Not because he tried harder, but because his body finally got the right message. That's the real win. Not just stronger bones, but a feeling of trust in how your body moves through the world.
And that's what really stayed with me today. This isn't about trying to be young again. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what's right. Sending the right message to your body, gently, every day, until it remembers how to hold and support you. Because 5 minutes a day might sound small. But after everything we've talked about, the research, the real stories, the way our bodies listen even after many quiet years, 5 minutes starts to feel like a lifeline. Dr. Hinohara, as always, thank you for your wisdom and clear way of explaining things. Before we go, if you could share just one last message with our listeners, what would it be?
Move gently every day. Not because you're weak, but because you're still alive. And please remember that. You're still alive. And we're proud of you.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give a like and let us know if you have any questions. We really appreciate all of you. And to the people here with us in the studio, thank you again. This show wouldn't be possible without your support. See you next time.